obviously I've fixed my things that I had problems with that made my career chaotic, and now I think I need the other side to do that. I'm training every day, I'm focused, and I'm taking my craft very serious.
When you say all good, when you say
Yeah,
the
I mean,
when you say the other side, who are you referring to?
just the people around me. I'm not gonna name names. You know who I'm kind of talking about, but at the end of the day, I just want a structured team that's behind me, and then that people aren't gonna talk down on me if I'm on their team. At the end of the day, I don't understand why Oscar De La Hoya. Now I'm gonna name names. I don't understand why Oscar would have to go on Instagram Live and say nobody wants to watch this fight. It's like, what is the point of that? Think about that. Like, I'm your fighter. You shouldn't say things like that. That doesn't make sense. I have no problems with you. What is the point of saying that? To try to bash me and bring me down? That's only going to make me go higher. I don't understand what's your problem, bro. It doesn't make no sense.
When you hear that, do you reach out to him?
No, of course not. I've already dealt with this for how many years?
Yeah.
I can't keep on, you know, telling somebody how disrespectful or unwise that decision is. I mean, at the end of the day, you do it because you're emotional, and I don't know what is the point of that. Everybody is excited about this fight. This fight is huge. I just don't understand why he would want to bash it.
Bro, did you guys hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I've got more to show you of Ryan Garcia going absolutely off on Oscar De La Hoya, but it seems like it's over. Ryan Garcia has officially said he's got one fight left after this fight with Golden Boy Promotions, and that's pretty much it. Ladies and gentlemen, now, at the end of the day, we got to see what Oscar De La Hoya is going to say about this. Ryan Garcia thought he had one fight left on his contract going into that fight with Mario Barrios. But of course, they have the championship promoter clause in there that automatically extends the contract of that fighter who became a champion, well, promoted and had his last fight under that promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, but Ryan Garcia says he has one fight left on his contract after this fight. At least that's what he thinks. And he says he's done with Golden Boy Promotions in front of 4,000 to 5,000 people on ARIEL HELWANI's podcast. The man went on there and said, I don't like the way that Oscar De La Hoya is running things. I'm trying to fix everything around my life, bro. I'm trying to fix the people surrounding me in my life. Some of the things that are bringing chaos to my life. And one of those is Oscar De La Hoya. He said, how can I even trust? How can I even have a promoter that's supposed to have my back? Yet he goes out there and shits on the Conor Ben fight. That video that Oscar De La Hoya dropped last week, I told y'all a week and a half ago, I told y'all he overdid it. This man called the Conor Ben and Ryan Garcia news false, fake news, due to the fact that they weren't involving him in negotiations. He was like, how can this fight be happening? They haven't even hit up the zone or me.
Oh, what's up, guys? Lots of fake news going around. Okay, so people are posting about the Ryan Garcia fight and Conor Ben fight in Las Vegas, September 12th. But I have yet to be approached about making this fight. We signed a 2-fight deal for Ryan with the Saudis last year. The first fight was with Barrios. And apparently the Saudis have chosen Conor Ben to be Ryan's next opponent. Nobody's asking for this fight. The fans are definitely not wanting this fight. And if it were up to me, I would have picked Devin Haney for the rematch. That's a much bigger fight. But because Turkey owns Zuffa and wants to help them out, he picked Conor Ben. But whatever, that's fine. I mean, look, you can't just make fights without Golden Boy and DAZN. I know Paramount wants the Ryan fight on their network because their regular Zuffa fights do a few thousand views.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we know that they were in negotiations with DAZN because DAZN got the right to that fight in Ireland and the UK. But Oscar, he knew that negotiations were going down. He knew it. But he just didn't like the fact that he was not involved. So the dude took to Instagram and lashed out said that nobody even wants to watch Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia. And if you don't remember, I dropped a video reacting to the actual reaction of Ryan Garcia watching that exact clip. He was pissed off. He said, just like that, he's losing me viewers. Oscar De La Hoya sat there on his platform and crapped on the fight and said that Turkey and these guys want to put this fight on Paramount Plus because Zuffa's been so horrible. I couldn't even imagine how disappointed Paramount Plus is. Y'all remember that? Ryan Garcia says, nah, bro, that's what I'm talking about. And it's funny, bro, because we know that these two have had many, many problems throughout their 9-year partnership. 9 years, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar De La Hoya comes out when the fight is officially announced and puts a smile on his face. And now all of a sudden act like he was excited for it. And I dropped a video reacting to the fakeness that comes from Oscar De La Hoya. How you gonna act like that when a week ago you were just saying that you didn't want to see this fight, that it's bullcrap, that it's a crappy fight? When that's the fight that your fighter wanted. What kind of business is that? What kind of business relationship is that? Oscar De La Hoya is on the verge of losing Ryan Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, check out this clip where he has to say that Oscar De La Hoya is going to have one fight left with me in my next fight, and that's it.
What, if any, involvement does Oscar have in this fight?
He's a co-promotion. Golden Boy is a co-promotion with Ryan Garcia Promotions, and we have one more fight with them, so they're going to be part of one more as co-promotion with my promotion. So that's pretty much it.
And that one more fight, that doesn't include this one, right? That's one more after this one?
Yeah, one more after this one, yeah.
Bro, now, like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to have to wait and see what Oscar De La Hoya has to say, because he dropped this on his Instagram story, ladies and gentlemen, about 2 hours, 3 hours ago from when I dropped this video. He says, get ready for this week's Clapback Thursday because the man's about to go off. And I wonder if it has to do with Ryan Garcia's contract, because Ryan Garcia, like I said, has had times in the history where he said he had this many fights left, and it turned out it was false. So Oscar De La Hoya knows the actual facts in the contract, and I'm sure Ryan Garcia and his manager also know. But we gotta see what Oscar has to say about this, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Garcia is done with them. And I'm telling you right now, Oscar's on the verge of losing Ryan Garcia and Virgil Ortiz. Yeah, we know they're Virgil Ortiz and Rick Morgan and Oscar all working together now, fun and buddies and all this and that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Virgil Ortiz, the second he becomes a free agent, leaves Golden Boy Promotions too, ladies and gentlemen. Straight up, dude. Unless all that Rick Morgan and Golden Boy Promotions and all that beef was fake in order to get out of the Jerome Boots Ennis fight, which is a crazy conspiracy that I don't buy into. But that would be one of the only reasons why I think, that statement would be false then, saying that Virgil Ortiz, I think he's going to leave Oscar De La Hoya as well. Wow, man. I can't believe this, dude. I mean, I can. Oscar De La Hoya does this to himself. But Ryan Garcia has spoken out. Let me know what you guys think, man. Massive news. Massive, massive news for Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya's relationship.